It's about nothing but the time. Flip, Bama, flip.
Give me Alabama to break.
When somebody takes what's yours, and this is our game, it's our time. And here's the guy's trying to take it from us. So that makes this shit personal.
38-14. The Tide made it real personal yesterday for them Wisconsin Badgers rolling into Bryant-Denny. How you guys doing tonight? I'm JT, your host right here at TalknBama. We got the boys back tonight. JB, how you doing, brother?
What's up? What it do? Your boy JB back in the building, man. We are back live. 6 o'clock on a Sunday. This is our time. This is our space. TalknBama channel. Herb and Rod's channel as well. Big Mike channel. Soon to be on Sports Talking with JB. So y'all just keep riding with us, man. We are the TalknBama crew from here on out. So let's
Domo, how you doing tonight, man? How was that? How'd you like the game yesterday? You like that?
Man, I feel like we kind of took our foot off the gas a little bit. You know what I'm saying? But hey, man, I love what I seen, bro. I'm ready to get down to it, man. Let's go.
And roll tide to the comment section real quick. Miss Latoya in there giving us all roll tides. How you doing today? And we got Zach letting us know that it's National Cream Filled Donut Day, guys. Y'all need to know that. He said that twice in here. We need that information passed along. What's up, Will Martin Jr.? Let's go, roll tide, brother. And Kat, as always, in here. And my beautiful wife as well, roll tide. My boy Kale's in here, roll tide. I see you guys. Thank y'all for joining us. If you're watching us over on Herb and Rogers' page, or on Mike's page, or on Sports Talking with JB, make sure you come over to the TalknBama page, and it's spelled just like I said, Talk in Bama. You can find us on YouTube as well. We have our own channel right now, and we are live every Sunday night at 6 p.m. Herb, before we get started, how do you feel? Are you good?
I'm good. And because everybody's been saying, the quick shout out to two behind the scenes people, Raj and Big Mike, that have been helping us get the move go and get over to here. And guys, it just happened to be back with the family. So appreciate it. Hey, Enrique, thank you for saying Enrique is a Georgia Bulldog fan, but it's all he stops by our channel. So
hey, shouts out to them dogs, baby. Shouts out
to them. That was a game, wasn't it? That was a game.
Hey, dog. I am
that
too.
Was a nail biter.
That was a nail biter. I did not want to play Georgia losing to Tennessee. They were going to be mad when we rolled into town. They're still going to be probably a little mad. But anyways, that was a great game, maybe the best game of the year to date so far. That was really good. That was really good. Epitome of college football in a nutshell right there. If somebody said, what is college football, play that game for them and let them watch it. Because me, Herb, Mike, and Mia, we all went to the game, my daughter. We were eating after the game. We were watching that Tennessee game, the first half. And I watched the second half on the road. Tennessee, man, it was different. It was 21-7. You couldn't stop Tennessee, and then Georgia turns it up. So that was a great game. And the Tide turned it up yesterday. And we're going to get right into that tonight, guys, with the game recap. That man, JB, Domo, Herb, and myself are about to break down what we saw yesterday. The Tide looked really fluid on offense, really physical on defense. I got scared at first, though, guys. That first fourth down we didn't get. And then it flipped around. I was like, whoa, what are we doing here? We just getting the ball back midfield. We playing around right now. Is Wisconsin about to do this to us? What we doing? And then just Bray Hubbard. Boom. JB, I'm going to let you kick us off tonight, man, because you was out last week. And let's hear those fresh thoughts off this win, brother, man. How did you feel the Tide dominated yesterday after lunchtime, whatever?
All right, so this was the first game. We only played 3 games, but it was the first game I wasn't at. Because, I was at Bama State yesterday, so I could not go to both games. I could have, but it would have been too much trouble. It would have been a lot. But shouts out to you, JT, and Herb for being at the game. I mean, y'all held it down.
Game, man.
Yeah, and we needed Herb there because, Florida State debacle.
Yeah, we're going to watch that off. Yeah.
I still blame Herb and Ross for staying the whole game. I left halftime. I wasn't going to stay. But anyway, that's neither here nor there. Let's talk about yesterday. What I saw yesterday, watched the whole game on TV. And I like what I saw. Yeah, JT, the first drive, we didn't do well, but we pretty much dominated the game, right? Yes. We dominated. I'm looking at I'm pulling up the stats right now. Over 450 yards total offense. Ty Simpson was spectacular, man. Damn near perfect game. Had a couple drops, a couple balls hit the ground. No diddy. But the only issue, and I'm going to talk about an issue, right? Defense played out its mind too. We got 2 interceptions by Bray Hubbard. They were flying all over the place, making tackles, but we did not run the ball with. I mean, 72 yards total rushing, 3 yards a carry. We got out rushed, but somehow we won the game 38-14. And that's going to be an issue moving forward as far as establishing a efficient, solid running game throughout. And we haven't been able to do that. But yesterday, what I saw, man, I really like Ty Simpson's. It's like he's learning how to play with more confidence and
his pocket presence, man.
Yes, his pocket presence. You see from game 1 to game 3. I'm gonna skip over game 2 because we know that was ULM. So let's talk about game 3, which Wisconsin's not a bad team, but it looked like they were outmatched coming into Brian Denny for the first time ever. Yeah. But we did what we had to do. We showed them, all right, now y'all cannot play. This is SEC style ball. Y'all cannot play with us. We were physical. And in the trenches, I kind of before the game, I was like, okay, we got to win the trenches. But I already know our playmakers are better than their playmakers. And it showed yesterday with Ryan Williams having a breakout. Jeremy Bernard is looking like a Biletnikoff Award nominee. Yeah. And he's looking great out there. And Ty Simpson, JT, you called it. He could be in the Heisman conversation.
I'm glad JB remembers that. I'm glad
you called it, but a few weeks.
Oh, did JT say that? I never heard him. I must have missed that.
No. You didn't stop her because I was saying it all day yesterday.
I think there's some talks that he already is.
But hey, hold up. Now,
you're right.
That video now is we're not gonna go back and get that because of other reasons. But I'm gonna try to get that clip.
We'll hold off though, JT, because it's so early. Let's hold off a little bit.
You're right.
Just speaking off of yesterday, I really like what I saw from Bama. I'm not gonna nitpick us. That running game thing is something we have to establish moving forward.
Absolutely.
But the defense, man, we got sacks. Proud of Yonsei Pierre, Quay Russo, London Simmons. We got sacks. LT Overton finally got home. So I was excited to see us get sacks and turnovers, and the way that passing game is moving, the way Ty Simpson is. I mean, the TV announcers was jinxing him. Oh, he's 40. He's 30 out of his last 31, or he's he's on the roll, and then he incomplete or drop or whatever. But I'm happy with what I see from the Crimson Tide right now. This is the Alabama team I expected to see out the gate. So
I tweeted that yesterday in the middle of the game, or actually it was halftime. I was like, thinking about it, I was like, this is the Bama team that we all expected to come out the gate. And then I started thinking more, first true road game, first start for Ty. Not even just Ty, some of the players too. Like, what I'm saying? We ain't returning all starters. There's guys playing in new roles. They may have started last year, but now your role's bigger. You're in a different type of role. So filling some things out in game 1. And Kat said it best right there too. I was going to talk about that. Wisconsin defensive line, I'd like to look at the end of the year and see how many of them get drafted because their D-line does look good. Number 0 and 22, one of them's a backer, but they'll put him down on the edge, kind of like we did with Will Anderson, and you'll see him move them some right on that edge. Both of them were really good. I watched them the whole game. They were both really good. And then on scouting reports, that's a lot of what you learned about too on defense, those guys. So I think some of it could have been Wisconsin creating a little bit of chaos for us, JB. But you're either way, we got to run the ball better because LSU's defense is good. There's a couple other defense, and it's weird to say that now, being the past couple of years how LSU was. Yeah. Their defense is actually decent right now, doing better. Well, they have 5 picks against Florida. Now I know
most of that was quarterback.
I was
they laid.
You still got to catch him,
the first question that lady asked him, like, did you ever want to pull him? And it was like, come on, man. 5 picks. Yeah. And it could have been more. He was throwing into triple coverage sometimes.
Yeah,
you're not even looking for your receiver, huh?
Yeah, they were throwing some different stuff at him, man. He looked very confused out there, bro.
Yeah.
Right.
In the game they had a chance to win. Think about it, man. Was still 2010 and you throw 5 interceptions. If LSU didn't play great. So
they did not. Domo, you heard what JB said right there. Was some good points there. What is something that you saw yesterday that you liked from the Tide? Dominating win, defense crushed. Ryan Williams looked good. Jeremy looked good. The running back usage right now.
Yeah.
I think that's something to look at right now. The usage we're having at running back right now. I didn't see no Daniel Hill yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
So, how you think about that, Domo? What you feel about yesterday?
I just think that we were just flowing so good through the air, that they didn't want to take the ball out of Ty Simpson's hands. But I like offensively, man. I love what I seen. That was a vintage, Ryan Williams game. I do feel like Ryan Williams came into the game with a chip on his shoulder because I know he's been hearing all the chatter and what's been talked about. And as he said when he scored, man, listen, I'm back, okay? And, if Alabama is going to be that explosive offense that we know they can be outside of Jordan Bernard, bro, we are going to need that type of energy week in and week out from, Ryan Williams. Defensively, man, we did play great. One thing I did want to see us get is pressure on the quarterback because coming into yesterday, we had only had one sack. One sack was on the season.
Yeah.
Yeah,
that was against Castellanos. I think.
I just want to see us, man, get some pressure on the quarterback, be physical up front, man, and that's exactly what we did. And shout out to Bray Hubbard, bro, who also had a great game, who was facing a lot of criticism, throughout this week. So I feel like he answered the call as well. All around great game. I do feel like we need to get that run established, especially with who we got coming up next, bro. Great game, man. I love what I've seen, and I hope that we can keep this energy rolling.
Yes, I do too, man. Great game, great way to bounce back. And what I mean, obviously we looked good the week before, but bounce back as in keep stacking games here, stacking some good games on some good games, and that's what I think Bama has missed a little bit, stacking those games. So get some good games stacked up right there. Herb, what do you feel about yesterday? We were live, we both saw it. The sidelines, the whole game, and I loved it.
Yeah.
How do you feel about everything we saw yesterday?
Yeah, and one thing that I didn't see, but we were trying to follow along and see posts about DeBoer's attitude, chewing some people out on the sideline, and so we don't get the benefit of all the replays and all the different views. So wherever we're looking, but that's what we get. But we saw one of our friends, Cotton, post that he was getting into somebody in the sideline. He's reading stuff because he wore the all black again. So he's just, you can just tell he's realizing, okay, what it's going to take with this team. Yeah. One of the biggest things I saw, both sides of the ball, the attitudes, you could tell, look, we were supposed to beat Wisconsin. They're not a team that ever scared me, but those are the kind of teams you take lightly, especially going into a bye. And you could tell that didn't happen. Bray Hubbard, I know we're going to look at the interceptions, right, and just him flying around. One of my favorite plays, Wisconsin had run like a little screen. And when they passed it out to the guy, I was like, dude, all our guys were still setting up behind the blocks. I thought this is, 5, 10, 15 yards easy. Bray came out of I promise you, this man teleported to where he hit him, and it was like a 2-yard game. I don't know where Bray came from. I know why he didn't get blocked because nobody else saw him. And you could just, like you said, he saw the allegations after the FSU game and said, I'm out to erase it. So he was great. And to piggyback off one of JB's points, I mean, look, I think the offensive line did a lot better in this game. I think Wisconsin is a team that doesn't always have great skill positions, but they always have great linemen. They just go get the biggest dude in Wisconsin, give him some cheese, put him on the line on one side or the other. They come after you. I thought the line held up well, but you can tell Ty Simpson knows how to navigate a pocket really well. He didn't bail out. He ran when he needed to run. But other than that, it was several plays that he threw that you were like, okay, the pocket looked like it was this big when he did it. And you could tell he trusts his receiver. He threw one to Riley. I said, you don't throw passes like that to your running backs. Yeah, Riley has some nice head. Yes. I was like,
hey, while you mention his name, I want to speak about that and keeping this in the game summary part right here. Kevin Riley's usage now, I'm not disagreeing with it. I like it. I mean, he's playing, he's running like lightning, lightning, boom, left, right, north, south. Good hard runner right here, catching the ball, pass blocking. I've seen it all from him. Redshirt sophomore. We did not expect this. This was not on the bingo card for Kevin Riley here. And if
I thought he was going to transfer.
I was just about to say, if you asked us before the season started, if anybody would have transferred out of the room, we would have said him, maybe Washington, but he just transferred here, so I don't see that being a thing. But and then now Kevin Riley getting the run, and I mean, hey, I'm with it because the offense looks a step faster with him back there. Do we need to see some more maybe I formations on those 4th and 1s, I think, when we put Richard Young or Daniel Hill back there, a bigger back? I like that. And I liked it when we had Austin Mack in I formation last game, not this past game, last game, and was in the goal line, and Austin Mack got under center. You don't see that a lot. You do not see that a lot nowadays. And I think sometimes, hey, you got to get under center, get the yard. Why be back 6 yards to get 2 inches? You see what I'm saying? When you can be right here and get so sometimes I think offenses overthink it. Get under center, do the thing. Heard great points right there about Bray. Hey, you ain't gonna talk about that man no more on no Facebook, on no Twitter, on no TikToks. He don't want to hear none of that no more.
And he says his phone blowing up, man.
Bro, his attitude after the game when they asked him a question about something to do with the performance, he said, "Well, the Bama standard's 0 points and they scored, so we don't like it. We're not happy." And if you ask fans, we're happy right now. That was great effort. Kickoff return, fluky thing. He had that boy was shot out of a cannon too. Now number 8 for their team. That he's fast. Shot out of a cannon, scored touchdown. Can't stop that. That other touchdown they got. Hey, you don't give up 1 or 2. It happens, man. So it's one of those things that. Do you really?
Good teaching moments.
Are you really that upset? No, Bama fans. The only reason Bama fans were upset week 1 wasn't even the loss. We've talked about that. It wasn't even that. So we're loving what we're seeing now. The tide is turning to what we've all thought it would be. Now let's get in this bye week. Let's get healthy. Let's stay focused. Let's turn it up and go between them hedges and cut them hedges off. All right. So. That's going to be a good one, guys. That'll be the recap, guys. That'll wrap us up for the recap tonight. Make sure you guys leave some comments. We'll come back on the comments at the end of the show, and we'll answer some questions if you guys have any. This is something that I think was needed this game. Our next topic is the Ryan Williams bounce back. And I think it's one of the things that the Ryan Williams bounce back game – Jeremy Bernard still played good. Horton still had 5 catches, 48 yards, touchdown. Like our 3 had their things. Williams right there, 165, had a 75-yarder, play of the game. Also, not just him in that play, the O-line. Shout out to the O-line because I don't even know if the average fan understands how fast that play could have came back. If the O-line doesn't wait around and do like almost nothing, you can't get upfield too much. He don't have the ball yet. They can't be upfield blocking. Like he has to catch the ball and start making a move. I think that play design, Ryan Grubb, Kalen DeBoer in their bag for that play design right there to get Williams back in this. And going forward, we're going to need more plays to get Williams going, get Bernard going too. We see Bernard something here. So, Domo, I'll let you kick us off right here. How much was this a Ryan Williams bounce back game like for his confidence, you believe, going forward?
Well, like I said, man, I think that was a vintage Ryan Williams game because I think a lot of people they kind of sort of forgot what he's capable of, after that first game performance, So, like I said, when he scored, you heard him say, like, listen, bro, I'm back, so you can tell that he also heard that talking, man, and took that very, very personal. Okay, and like I said, bro, if this offense is really going to be as good as we can be, right, we are going to need Ryan Williams to come out like that every single week, bro. So, great bounce back game. Great game for his confidence, bro. And hey, like if you had any doubts about Ryan Williams, I think those were definitely answered yesterday.
Well, there's one, and I'm gonna let Herb talk about it. I'm gonna save it for Herb, and I'm gonna let him go now. Actually.
You know what? Outside of the drop touchdown, let me say that.
I mean,
there is one.
Yeah.
No, we ain't gonna be too picky, but it's that one on top of. We can go back and point out a couple other ones that were just like in your hand and let go. Herb, Domo, great points right there on Williams' bounce back game. Herb, tell us how. I remember we talked about it afterwards. The game. Me and he was eating and we were talking about it. Tell me what you think, man.
Well, because your problem is with such a huge game, you're sitting there thinking like, am I just being the negative one? We sat with a guy in our section.
Behind you, yeah.
The guy behind us in our section only yelled bad stuff. Like there was a play when Ty Simpson was scrambling out to the left, and I think he got tackled line of scrimmage. The guy was like, "Oh my God, you don't have the speed to outrun him. Throw the ball." But then we were going the other way, and he had that one drive where he had, a little scramble this way, and then like a 20-yard scramble there. Silence the whole time. So I don't want to be like that guy. I don't want to only have negatives. And so what I'm going to say is, to me, you have a breakout game, but you still have a drop. That lets you know, look, I'm not there. There is something else I got to work on. And I said it before when we had the Williams thing. It just feels like he has an eye for the spectacular. And kind of like, a little slant pass for a thing. I'm not bringing this all the way in because, which I don't get because that was a touchdown pass. But it just doesn't feel like that. But on the long touchdown pass, you could tell when the ball was in the air, he had already made the move in his mind. I'm getting to the end zone. Like, I'm break free. He tracks the ball extremely well in the air. And that's why sometimes I think he's misused because, like, Jeremy Bernard will catch a 5-yarder and break a tackle or bust somebody down and be 5. That's not Ryan Williams. Ryan Williams needs to be out in space. He needs to be out there. And I would minimum once a quarter throw one up to him just because he gets it. He tracks the ball well enough to I feel like it's either going to be him or an incompletion.
So, I heard that throw yesterday, the little sideline stop, dude fell down, cut in. Off. That was Georgia 2.0. That was same back shoulder throw. It was a faded back shoulder throw. He literally turns around and catches it like this. The defender's right here. He turns back. He just don't pirouette this time. He just
just did. But you could tell when the ball was in the air, he knew he was getting.
He did. He literally, and it was that play actually was to me. Like Williams, it was literally the ball was like lined up to my seat where we were, and I said that throw looks like last year's throw afterwards because Williams is running. You see him kind of look back like this, and then like he straightens up a little bit, and then he turns quick. Yeah. Good tracking, ball tracking there.
Yeah, because you can tell just like the Milroe pass, these were not great passes. They were like, let me put some air on it and put it to somewhere where he can go get it. Yeah. So I think he's great. I think the bounce back was good. I think he knows he has to clean that up. He had the second most drops in the SEC last year, and he had 3 more against Florida State. You got to clean it up. Like that you can't afford one like that against Georgia.
Yeah, definitely.
I think it was Auburn that he caught one and not the fumble, the first drive. It was in Auburn last year. Caught one on like the 5-yard line and was walking in the end zone and just dropped it. Like, man, I think it was. It was one of those games like that. He was wide open, dropped it. But like Herb said, spectacular is up to 10. Okay, we got to find a middle. We got to find that middle ground. I think is what Herb's kind of saying there too. Let's find a good floor because it's always like the ceiling is like blow the roof off. That's how good he can be. But then it's like when he's not that good though, it's like he's on the floor. Okay. It's like it ain't like he went 4 for 60 or 4 for 50 and did this and that. It's like lockdown. So I think that's a thing you gotta work on, gotta be consistent, also gotta catch the balls. So JB, Herb, great point there. JB, wrap us up right here. Williams bounce back game. Do you think at the end of this, do you think Williams is going to have a little bit of show out against Georgia this time?
I don't know. They may key in on him, knowing what happened to them last year about Ryan Williams. He embarrassed that Georgia secondary last year. And Georgia secondary is pretty suspect seeing what Tennessee did to them yesterday.
Number 17, boy. Whoa.
They are, they are a liability to Georgia. But let's talk about Ryan Williams here. All right, so if you guys notice, Ryan Williams and Herb, you did say he had the second most drops in the SEC. So on the television broadcast, they said he had like 14 drops from last year, and then the 3 games here. So that's not good. That's not good. But he is, 10 out of 10, spectacular. He's a superstar. He's all that as advertised. Yeah. But when I see Ryan Williams, I see a lot of his catches coming with his arms, hands, and body.
Yeah.
I see a lot of that. He doesn't catch naturally with his hands like a Larry Fitzgerald, so to speak. He's more of a body catcher. And you hear Michael Irvin talk about this a lot. He admits to being a body catcher. He thinks that's the best way to catch the ball. But you see other guys who have great hands, they say, no, you catch with your hands, not your body. You catch with your hands and you bring it in and secure it. Ryan Williams catches a lot of balls like this, and they kind of fall into him. He tracks the ball very well. And it seems like the drops are coming from him trying to brace himself for the hit. Because if he's coming across the slants and it's a guy trailing or a guy coming this way, he's bracing for that hit. So he doesn't bring the ball all the way in. That's where the drops are coming from. So once he's still learning. Ryan Williams is learning how to be wide receiver 1.
I agree.
He came out of nowhere last year, 17-year-old, still hadn't even developed his full body yet. He's still in the teenager body. So he had, like they say, he had to get stronger and he had to get better, run better routes. Let's use him on the inside. Let's put him in different formations, not just have him on the outside trying to beat guys because he's fast and he can do all these great things when he catches the ball. The important thing is catching the ball. What you do once you catch the ball, that's the icing on the cake. First things first, get the catch. And I see CD Lamb when I see Ryan Williams.
I was gonna make that comparison. JB, that's
not
so
in
great,
body,
bro.
but far as game. I see CD Lamb. CD still has problems with drops. 4 years later in the NFL, he's still having problems with drops. So you look at Ryan, this doesn't get fixed overnight. It does not get fixed overnight. And like you said, that touchdown, man, you got to bring that in, bro. You right there. All you got to do is catch it. You walking in the end zone.
Ty did all the hard work on that one. And the line and the protections, and he stepped up. I was like, come on, man. They gave you the easiest
when
part.
you said about him catching and not with the hands, that play he dropped was a hand.
Was like this.
It was a hand. It was a hand.
If it was like this, he would have called it, but it was like this. So that you have to be well rounded.
That's a good point.
For you to be like, and they're gonna hold. Let's say NFL scout. They look at all this. They will hold that against them. And we as Bama fans, the people say, "Oh, y'all being spoiled." I saw social media people, the Ty fans arguing with each other about Ryan Williams dropping the ball, and we getting mad. And some people like, "Man, he caught 3 touchdowns or whatever." But that was important. That was a touchdown. You dropped the money. You dropped the money right there.
The point is, when we play Georgia, JB, and we need that extra 7,
And that's why you mention it now. You can't wait till it's an issue and then say, now you're allowed to get it. Yeah. So.
Have y'all, I know people still hadn't forgot Florida State. He dropped like 3-4 passes. So just think about if you catch those, it could have been a different game. I don't give a damn if you had 10 catches, 5 touchdowns, 400 yards. If you drop one right there, we gonna come on, bro. You better than that. You better than that. So we're not piling on Ryan Williams. He's had a lot of scrutiny starting off this season. They talked about Ryan Williams like a dog, and it's unfair, but at the same time, it's fair game when you dropping passes. It's fair game when you dropping passes. So when we praise him for catching them, we got to give it to him when he drops them. It's fair. It's fair game.
Can you also say this? I hate to throw this part out, but these aren't kids anymore because Ryan making like almost $2 million in NIL. Like these are part of your game. You know what I'm saying? So
if you're making $2 million or right at it, bro, you can have a little thick skin. And also not even just thick skin when you say that, because I don't want to make it seem like podcasters or just fans in general talk about players like that. It's just more or less accountability too, like with it being like, hey, I know I messed up. I need to do this. I'll be better.
Right.
That's what it is. Bray Hubbard, in my opinion, did it perfectly. Like he came out, he was like, hey, this is what I messed up on. Boom, boom, boom. We all did this.
Mm-hmm.
We're gonna do better. And Bray Hubbard's effort since that first game has been the Bama standard to what we need. The defense has only allowed 7 points since that Florida State game. Now, obviously, I know we've only played a banged-up Wisconsin backup quarterback and then Monroe last week. But that's still D1 teams, with a Big Ten team as well. So it's one of those things that, like, hey, that's good. We need to keep stacking those games, baby.
Yeah.
Stacking those games. Now, what happens if Bama goes in there and beats Georgia? We're ranked 14 right now. We'll probably be 14, 15 going into that game. Give or take a spot, depending on what happens. What happens if Bama goes in there and takes down, Georgia, and they're top 6, top 5? Right there. Hey, what do you do? And then Bama's only lost in is the top 10 FSU. And it's like, hey, is FSU really that bad, or did Bama just struggle week 1 against a really good FSU team on the road? We don't know.
Yeah, still a lot of questions to be answered because it's so early. But the Georgia game is going to be the biggest test so far this season.
It will.
These other 3 games, you can pretty much just put them to the side and let's focus on Georgia and handle business right there.
Yeah, and the physicality, JB, if it's going to be the big thing in this game right here. Having the physicality all 4 quarters, because Georgia's going to be rocking inside their stadium, especially wanting to get a win on us in the regular season, because they're still hanging on to that one little 2020-21 win they had. You know what I'm saying? A little, they holding on tight to it now. So they going to want this win. They going to be hungry. The only thing is, how hungry is DeBoer and the Crimson Tide? Who's hungry? Who's the hungriest for this game? Because I'm going to tell you right now, I hadn't seen Kalen DeBoer smile in about 3 weeks. I ain't seen him smile. I like it. I'm cool with it. But I'm talking about bro on the sidelines the other day, and we destroyed them. And I'm talking about they paying in on the camera him yesterday. I was like, good, okay, DeBoer, okay. And then I saw him chewing somebody out. I don't even know who he was chewing out. I think it was a long snapper. He goes,
I was like,
I
seen a tweet. I think it was like last week, and somebody was doing an interview, and I think that it was like a former player who played for DeBoer or whatever, and he was asked like a certain question, and he was like, "Hey, like DeBoer can flip that switch, So again, he hasn't smiled in about 2 or 3 weeks. Okay,
well, I'm glad he flipped it.
Yeah,
because you can see it in the team too. I'm not just saying this to see him out there yelling at people. I could care less about him just yelling at people. You can see the fire in the team. The team is going to do the coach's personality. A team is a reflection of the coaches. Mainly the head coach, but position coaches as well, obviously. But mainly it's a reflection of the head coach. If you're a flat coaching, they're not going to be higher level than you. You set the tone. So I think DeBoer coming in there and being like, okay, hey, look, all right, boom. We shouldn't have done that. Kind of ticked me off. And use that Florida State game for the remainder of the year. So I think it's going to be a good one against Georgia coming up. We're going to have an episode next week is going to be a Georgia one. We don't normally do previews as much because we're after the games. We normally do recaps, but being the bye week, this coming up week, we'll probably do a preview for Georgia and see what we can do. I think that's going to be a good one, though, man. At 6:30 p.m. Central. Between the Hedges. I think it's on ABC, ESPN. I'm not sure. I think it's ABC though. Which ABC is like ESPN affiliated, ain't it? Aren't they like connected or something now? Yeah, like NBC and Peacock or something like that. Because like I know you can get on ESPN and watch all the ABC games like that. That's why I was saying the NBC Peacock is kind of like they do a thing together and everybody does. So that'd be fun. So moving on though, guys. Williams bounce back game. 5 catches, 165, 2 touchdowns. Had a drop for a third. Ty Simpson could have had 5 touchdowns in this game. Ty Simpson was eating, willing, and dealing in this game, and he's been willing and dealing, from the start. I think I did the math. He's at 800 and something yards passing right now. 12 touchdowns or 11. I can't remember my math right now. I did it in my head last night. I was looking at it. But Ty's looking good right now, and I think that right there you put a pin in this right here. Come back to it. If we keep this success with Ty, I don't see us losing any more games. If Ty can keep this success going right here and keep scoring points, I think the defense will catch up. Like if the defense gives up a touchdown or two here and there, if the offense can keep it rolling. Think about in 2020. I'm gonna go back real quick. 2020, Alabama versus Ole Miss. If you don't remember that game, go back and watch that game. Alabama's defense was not the greatest in 2020. I credit to that now because it was COVID year, different stuff. It was a little different, but we almost lost to Ole Miss that game.
Yeah,
that was like 54 to like 48 or something like that. It was a crazy score.
It was like 63. I think we scored like 63.
It might have been. It was something like that. It was crazy wild, and it was back and forth.
Game.
We score, they score. We score, they score. They score. It was just do. But what I'm getting at is this: the offense kept matching. Imagine if the offense quit matching with them for a couple series, and now your defense knows that hey, we're going to have to pitch a lights out game now. So that's where I think that defense knowing like, hey, the offense can score, and then being able to play a little free and not so tense. I think when they have so much pressure and tense, like knowing like we got to stop here or we lose, I think it's a little too much on it then. And then they wiggle things around and end up getting us. That's happened numerous of times. You can go back and look at it. Alabama versus Tennessee in 2022 as well. So. But I can go back here and do these what ifs all day.
And at the same time, JT, what Ty's doing great. He's played pretty much outside of that Florida State. He hadn't turned the ball over still. He still hasn't turned the ball over.
Zero, baby.
No turnover. So I'm more. I want to see how he responds to a turnover. Because let's be honest, he's not going to go mistake free the whole season. Nobody's perfect. Right. We're not even expecting him to be perfect like that. So let's see what happened. How do you respond? If you throw an interception, a pick six, a fumble, I want to see how he responds to adversity because I haven't seen it yet.
That would be that's
gonna be a good one. Can I pick the game though? I want to pick the game though. I don't want it to be against Georgia.
Maybe up 30 to nothing. It's gonna be adverse against Georgia. It's definitely gonna be adverse.
I also want to see how he responds to playing on the road in yet another hostile.
That's my question.
I also want to see that too. Like, how do you handle? Because listen, you going into a crazy environment. Okay, Georgia's gonna give you their absolute best that game. Okay, so how do you handle that, man? How do you handle that pressure, man? Can you get your troops together? Okay, because you are the leader of this team. Okay, can you get your troops together, get them riled up and ready to go, man? So I can't wait to see how he responds in that environment right there.
That's going to be an interesting one on how we respond on the road. JB, you're right. What happens when he gets punched in the mouth? What you do? That's the golden question. I'm going to go ahead and say this too. I said Ty Simpson. Me and Herb talked about this. I remember we both agreed with this. I think Domo was with us. I don't know if JB was with us on this one or not. I can't remember, but I know Herb was. I said 5.5. If you give me 5.5 interceptions, I will go under for Ty, meaning 5 and under for the season. And now I'm leaning like I'd probably take the 3.5 under. I don't think he's gonna. I don't know, man. I love his decision making. And granted, maybe he hasn't played a defense like Kirby Smart is about to get on your head. Now Florida State was really good. It can't be too far from Florida State. They played great, and I'm ready to see how Florida State's going to look against a Miami. And a ticked off Clemson team. Now, obviously, Clemson's 1-2. I get that, but now they're about to be pissed off the rest of the season. Clemson, when you play Clemson, you probably about to get their dial 10 turn, which you should have had it before. But now with 2 losses, they're in the same predicament as last year, so they're going to do it. I'm excited to see some of their stuff going there. We'll kind of move on to our last topic real quick, guys, and this is the biggest one in my opinion right here. Where is Alabama at right now? Where are we at? What does that mean? Well, we started off week 1, rocky effort, new starting quarterback, lines were the sidelines were flat, defense giving up crazy runs, getting burnt, people look lost. We had 23 different defensive guys played in that first game, and we wonder why there was so much confusion. So where is the Tide at right now? That's kind of like the question to me. And before I pass it off, I'm also going to say this. by the end of this year or the start of next season, Deshaun Lee will be a safety. I'm telling you, I'm Eddie Jackson 2.0, bro. Moving back some. I saw in the game yesterday. It's almost what happened in that Florida State game. It's just what I think he's going to end up being at safety. And that's something that when you say where the Tide's at right now, those are things you can look at and be like, where are we at right now? I think that could be – obviously he's not starting for us, but he's getting PT and playing, and John Lee's going to be one of our future guys. Yeah. Really great corner. I can see that moved around a little bit by the end of the year. JB, where do you think we at right now? Maybe something we need to adjust going into this bye week, something you want to see us doing against Georgia that we haven't done yet, or just haven't fully done it for 4 quarters. We've seen splashes. How you feel, man?
Well, what the Tide's at right now, it should be in Tuscaloosa at home, eating a good meal, watching film, relaxing, things like that. You asked what the Tide was at, JT, but let's be serious.
Hey, man, that was a Herb answer right there.
That was so a Herb answer, bro. That was so a Herb answer.
He took a page out of the Herb book, man.
Yeah. Oh, man.
All right, but yeah, for real. Okay. Influence. So, looking at the 3-game sample size, and to be honest, I really don't like these early bye weeks, but I understand them because, you got a big game. And Alabama's similar to Alabama State because I've been covering Alabama State. They're on the bye week next week, too. They got a big game coming up on the 27th as well on the road at FAMU, a team they haven't beat in a long time. Oh. So it's a difference. We beat Georgia plenty of times. We got that one loss, national championship, we know. But we've been putting BTA on Georgia for the most part of a decade or so. Now, we got to get focused and get ready to go down the road. But just looking at these 3 games, right, the embarrassment from week 1, the kind of bounce back these last 2 weeks, it's like we're getting back to Bama football minus the running game. Yeah. Now, this looks like, and I don't want to compare, I'm not going to compare the Mac Jones season, but you remember when we had tour and we were throwing the ball all over the yard and we had the ride outs and we were just that explosive offense, kind of looking like that a little bit. But the defense is coming along and they have played much better over the past 2 weeks. This is what I want to see from the defense. The defense, far as getting turnovers, we getting sacks, we're flying to the football. That's the swarm D is what Kane Womack said. The past 2 weeks they've been swarming. We've seen them. But can you do this at SEC play consistently? We're about to find out because they were sluggish last year. We remember the Vanderbilt game where they got exposed. And then they kind of fixed it. Tennessee game, they fixed it, and so on and so on. We need to see more consistency. I want to make sure this defense is solid when you play SEC competition because you're going to have that along the way from here on out. You got SEC ball. Now, offensively, I love what I'm seeing from the passing game. Like I say, the offensive line, it could be a little bit better. It could be Ty. He was solid in the pocket, but he was running for his life in Florida State. And he's been sacked a few times, and he had to get out of a few things yesterday and make some plays. So I still want to see the offensive line protect him better. And I don't know if it's the running backs or if it's the line blocking, but we got to establish some run, man. I'm looking at this right now. Ty Simpson was the lead rusher yesterday. Ty Simpson had 25 yards. Kevin Riley, 7 carries for 20 yards. Bro, that's like 2 yards a pop. That ain't even 3 yards a carry. Come on, man. And I'm looking at, I don't know where Daniel Hill was. Is he injured? He didn't run the ball at all. Richard Young
had him at 3. He had 3 snaps yesterday.
3.
Bro, Richard Young had 4 carries for 3 yards. 4 carries for 3. Richard Young. You know how high we were on Richard Young before the season started? We say it was going to be 181. Him, Jam Miller. Richard Young. So JB have 100 yards rushing in 3 games.
Do you think that when Jam comes back, that it's gonna be obviously probably more of the Jam Miller show, mixed with Kevin Riley. What happens to these running backs when Jam comes back?
You know what? I was going to get to that. And shouts out to I Bleed Crimson. He got blown up standing flat-footed trying to protect Ty Simpson. That's why Ty got sacked on that play. The linebacker blitz blew up Richard Young, put him on his ass, and Ty got sacked. So that right there tells me Richard Young probably will be down the depth chart a little bit. Kevin Riley, he's been running hard, but I'm just going to be honest. Kevin Riley is not running back one. I haven't seen enough of him to be running back one because, I mean, he runs hard, but I don't see the Najee Harris. I don't even see Brian Robinson Jr. when I see a running back one right now at Alabama. I need to see Jam Miller come back and run like his life depends on it. I need to see Jam Miller come back and run like, man, this is my last chance to make it to the league. I need to show these folks I'm healthy. I need to show these folks I'm that guy. So he need to come out. I know Georgia game, probably he's going to be playing. I need to see Jam Miller run that ball 20, 25 carries, buck 20, buck 35. I need to see him run that ball and be solid, be efficient. Give me 5-6 yards a pop. Because this little 2-3 yards a carry ain't gonna do. It ain't gonna do nothing but put you behind the chains and put Ty Simpson in third and longs. And you don't want to be in third and long when they send in extra blitzers. It's gonna be trouble. So I want to see this running game be more efficient. We can't live with 70 yards rushing. We can't live with that. We can't live with Ty Simpson being the leading rusher. We don't have Jalen Milroe. Jalen Milroe took up for the slack last year. We didn't have a running game last year, but Jalen Milroe took up for the slack because he could run the ball and get you 80 to 100 yards a game if he had to.
Yep.
These guys got to do better, man. I want to see better running, and I'm going to focus on that. Until we get more potent in rushing, I don't believe this is a national championship contending team until we get more potent on the ground.
I can see that because we're going to come a time and day when we play a certain team, we're going to have that run game. We're going to have to be able to either drain the clock, kill some time and go score, or we're going to score too fast and they're going to get the clock and then go beat us and we're going to have no time then. So, that run game comes in clutch in multiple ways there. Also, with us having a superstar in Ryan Williams and Jeremy Bernard heating up the way he is, soon people will be honing in on both of those guys. Obviously, you can't double both of them, but it makes it harder when they know we're a pass-heavy team and we don't run the ball or we can't run the ball because then they're going to take them out the box and we're going to have to do what we got to do. And then they're going to try to force Ty Simpson to be a version of Jalen Milroe at that point because that's what the defense is giving you. And he's going to take what the defense gives you. So when Ty sees that box wide open, we're going to see him turn into Jackson Arnold basically or Jalen Milroe and start running the ball 7 to 10 times a game at that point. So that's why we need it to be the way it is. Herb, how do you feel? Where's the tie right now?
I mean, it's you like mentally where they've been going. You can definitely see improvement. You can see the attitudes are better. I mean, the thing about this team is we've never questioned them at home. You know, I think I tweeted out this past week, and if they had the playoffs in Tuscaloosa, we win the whole thing. I'd take us to beat everybody. So
I like that tweet.
Honestly, you need this bye week to get a little healthy. You know, we got some banged up folks left and right. I agree with you guys. Getting Jam back for the running game would be great. I think you've kind of figured out what Riley is: quick runner, guy you need outside, the guy can catch out the backfield, great. But you really need one of those better backs in there. But I just think we're trending in the right direction. But we're truly not going to know how this team handles themselves until we get to Georgia. How we handle that environment, night game at Georgia, and them, waiting for us, and everything that we're saying on here about having some dominance over Georgia. Everybody's saying. You think Kirby Smart's not posting and playing videos of that all week? Like, they're going to be ready, And with that loss to Florida State, like, obviously it's not an SEC loss, but you know that your margin for error is a lot less. You don't want to go in and lose 2 SEC games and have that Florida State be sitting at 9-3 at the end of the year. So you have to focus, but I've seen growth all over the place. Ty, I think, is just leaps and bounds better than maybe what he showed at Florida State. The wide receiver core is coming together. Brooks getting, Ryan Williams missing the game and Brooks getting a little bit more PT, I think, has been good for the team as well. So you've kind of solidified himself in that 4th spot. So, I like what I see there. And man, it's great to have Bray Hubbard back. You know, he was flying around. You know, like we've already said it several times. I won't go into that much, but the defense has been better. But I think this Wisconsin game was the perfect kind of dominant game with enough mistakes to where, you know, it's like a Nick Saban game where he was like, I have plenty of stuff to still yell at, and nobody can relax after this game. You know, had we not let up at the end, and let's say this was ended up being like a 45-0 game, guys tend to relax, and you kind of like, okay, we're better than we think we're. You know what I mean? But you get a game like this and a couple mistakes, and now everybody's going to still get chewed out before this bye week. So,
yeah.
And I don't like early buys, but I like having them bye before Georgia. So,
I'm glad we have 2 buys now, though, Herb, because we got that one before LSU still, which is good. And also, if you're adding more games in, making playoffs longer, you can see probably another buy coming for teams because it's good for the players and it's good for the teams as well to be able to rest a week, let your body get an extra 7 days under you with no contact like that. Man, you know, you have practice contact, but game contact. Way different. And your adrenaline running so fast in the game that you don't even know how you feel till after the game most of the time because your adrenaline's at like 1 million. So you don't feel nothing until you chill out about an hour after the game. And you're like, okay, you know, all right, that hurt a little worse than it did. Domo, wrap us up right here. Where is the Tide at right now in your thoughts, brother?
I think we're in a good spot, but I'm gonna go to what JB said. Offensively, man, I have no issues, but the offensive line and the run game, man, they definitely have to get going, okay? Because now you're going into a game where you have to be like the most dominant team in the trenches on both sides of the ball, and running the football is a very, very big part of that. So when Jam Miller comes back, I do need to see that run game picked up. Defensively, we're good. I like where we're at defensively, but I do think that we're gonna need Tim Keenan back in that Georgia game, okay? Because
I agree with that.
Georgia also has they also have a stable running back that they can throw at you. They do too love to run in between the tackles, okay? So having your alpha and your run stopper in the middle of your defense, it's gonna help us out a lot. And you know, me personally, we're entering like you gotta win out. You have to. This is must-win territory from here on out. Okay,
Agreed.
And we're facing some great teams down the road. Georgia look good. Tennessee looks good. Oklahoma looks good. LSU looks good. Yeah,
I was just about to say Vandy looked good, even though Lenore was out.
Vanderbilt
they still did. Good. Lenore don't play defense.
Yeah, you still can't sleep on South Carolina. Okay, so you're gonna be playing some great teams week in and week out. So from here on out, man, we absolutely have to be at our very best.
Mm-hmm. Vanderbilt getting ranked too, baby, sliding in right there at 24. Bama's our next 7 games, not last 7 games, our next 7 games are all ranked, and then we have that nobody team, and then we got to play Auburn, which is ranked. Mm-hmm. So I think there's only one game in the bye week that we don't play a ranked team right now. As of right now, that can change because Oklahoma and Auburn play next week. They're going to tee it off. Somebody's going to win. Somebody's going to lose. Texas A&M and Auburn's going to play 2, and then Georgia and Auburn's going to play. So you see how banged up the SEC's about to bang itself up. Yeah. We got a lot of SEC team ranked right now, but in about 3 weeks, it's going to be about half of those teams because we're about to bang each other up, and you're going to be looking. It's basically going to eliminate to what's the 3 to 4 SEC teams we could see in it. That's basically what it's going to come down to. Maybe a 5th with a racer that has a chance because somebody loses late. Gets a big win because we talk all this right now and everything looks fine and dandy, but we haven't even talked about the end of the season when somebody drops the ball and maybe they aren't who we thought they was. Also, AP voters, quit putting Notre Dame in the damn rankings until they win a game. Like, bruh, and not only that, like they cannot make the playoffs. If they win the rest of their games, there's nobody's ranked. Yeah. The 2 teams they played that was worth a damn beat them. They don't put them in the playoffs, bro. Do not put them in the playoffs. I don't care. that is going to irk me if they get a playoff spot. And they're not in a
There's already a thread
either.
on Twitter about it. Somebody asked that. Half the people think they can. If we go 10-2, we're in.
No, you're not even in a conference game. But this is why
the one question that I have,
if they had to play in a conference game.
The one question that I have is, you got Notre Dame who's 0-2. Okay, they lose again, and you drop them to what? They're 24 now, or
they're 24 right now. Yeah.
Now you have Clemson, okay, who they lose, and you drop them out of the top 25. I don't really get how that works, but
0-2, 1-2.
I don't think they do either. I don't
know. We heard what old girl said. That one AP voter. We heard what she said about how she votes and stuff. She didn't even drop Florida from her rankings when she voted. The other couple weeks ago when Florida lost, she kept Florida ranked like 10. She said it'll balance itself out though. Other people, and I was just like, yeah, see, that's what we're doing. We have people voting that don't even give a shit about the sport actually, or even know what's going on. That's part of the problem, but that's a whole other conversation that isn't even technically, I would say, related to the game because coaches don't give a shit about that. By the end of October, when the real rankings come out, that's what's going to matter. But I wonder how much they base those rankings off the AP rankings, if that makes sense what I'm saying. I wonder how much they base that into theirs. So
I don't believe they do, JT. But I think this AP poll, especially like first half of the season, is for views and marketing. Because you get a bunch of ranked games early in the season. You get a bunch of top 10, top 25
Definitely
matchups.
So.
They just want to market it and show, hey, we got a big top 25 matchup. I mean, you got Auburn and Missouri ranked in the top 25. They ain't beat no damn body. So, I mean, it is what it is right now. It is what it is.
And people say they want 31-15 against South Alabama on your homecoming. It's not impressive to me. It's not impressive. People are thinking Jackson Arnold's like the new Cam Newton or whatever for them, and I'm hard to break it to you, man. I cannot wait for the Iron Bowl this year. Even though we got to go to Jordan-Hare, I'm excited for the Iron Bowl this year. It's gonna be nice. It's gonna be a good game. Herb, pull up some of the questions real quick, brother, and we'll answer some of them. We'll rapid fire these out. I'll go first. JB hit the next one, Domo, and then Herb. Does Bama have the best wide receiver trio in the nation? Shout out to Raj for asking this. Raj, I think it is a good debate right now. Now we have come late to the party, I would say that, because Horton hasn't been, I wouldn't say he was as effective in the first game as the second and third right here. But, and Williams was out last game, so we know that. But I do think they're one of the best trio. And then also, it depends on what trio you want to talk about, too, because I could say GB, Williams, and Brooks. Brooks is nice.
That was my idea.
Should have had a touchdown the other day. And I'm saying Horton because he was 5 for 48 touchdown, looked good. And hey, we talk about a wide receiver catching the ball with his hands, JB. Watch that touchdown pass he had because that was straight hands going up and getting that. That was straight hands above the head. Love that. So I think I think you could argue that. Also, I think it depends on what trio you want to say too, because Brooks is coming along, Horton's coming along, Rico Scott had a touchdown game one, looked decent as well, a little shifty guy. So and we haven't even seen Jalen Hill yet. That's what's got me. And Jalen Hill is nice. Changed his number 8, by the way, guys. Now, pull the next one real quick. Herb, let JB get this one.
Any updates on LT? No updates on LT Overton. He didn't go back in the game on the TV broadcast. They said it was an upper body, and I saw him kind of flexing. I don't know if it was a shoulder, arm, whatever it was, but I didn't watch the press conference from before, so I don't know what it was. But he's got 2 weeks to get ready, so his ass better be out there if you're 100%.
Yeah. He'll be good by then.
I think all hands on deck against Georgia. Anybody that can go out there and play, they should play.
Hey, bro, if you got a pulse, dog, you playing.
You playing. Hey, you
playing, bro. You got a pulse, you playing, bro. Domo, hit this next question for us, brother.
Gotcha. How mentally tough do you believe this Alabama team is based on what you've seen 3 games?
Good one.
I think, again, we won't really see how mentally tough they are until they go to a great opponent, coming to Georgia. And like JB said earlier, man, they get hit in the mouth. You really can't judge that until you play somebody like that, somebody as elite as Georgia, who's going to be just as physical as you, just as tough as you, and can really match your intensity, okay? So can you come out there, man, and how do you adjust to playing a team that's really like built to look like you, really? So me, honestly, I can't answer that until we go to Athens in 2 weeks.
Great point, Domo. And I think that's the pin. That's the marker. Yeah. It's marked. Next game. What's the last question, Herb? Let's see. Herb, who you got, bro?
This is an interesting one because what I've seen from the team and the fact that he hasn't even run the ball, I still have Jam Miller in my top three. After Jam Miller, and I feel like he put 3 because if he said 2, I'm going Jam Miller, Kevin Riley. When you put 3, I'm like, I haven't seen Daniel Hill. I asked, like, was he even still on the team at some point? It feels like, Richard Young, reading that, especially finding out that he got, gets trucked, and that's why we get that. Draylen's gotten a little bit of burn, man. I almost might say AK Deer just so I can get him in the open field. You know what I mean? Like
that boy in the open field is like a deer. He's like a deer.
Man. He been doing good with his reps for sure.
Yeah. So that might be my I haven't seen enough from the other guys.
I agree with that.
To make me think,
like
if I had Jam, Riley, and I need to see Deer in some pass protection, but those might be my 3, and I would be okay. So
I like that too.
That's a good question.
Richard Young and Daniel Hill are great. And I don't know though if this offense is what's for them, because if you're looking at Kevin Riley and AK Deer, what type of running backs are they? Scat type backs.
Yeah.
They're not the kind that's going to run through the middle linebacker. I mean, I'm not saying they can't. I'm not saying that. I'm just stating that's not normally their game. And if you look at Hill and Young, what is their game? Run through you. Not a lot of dance. They're downhill, north south. So I think it's how much does this offense fit those two as well? I don't know. We'll see going forward. That's a great question though, Brinsky, right here with Alabama with the running backs. That's good. And then Jam coming back here too. And I think DeBoer keeps that on hush right now with TK and Jam coming back. And I don't think he's just going to come out and say, yeah, these guys are healthy, da-da-da-da-da.
They'll be back.
And I agree. And also, they don't have any game film on Jam or TK this year, and this, what we have going now. So what I'm saying is that when they go look at all this film on these guys, we could have 2 wild card players that they don't even have film on yet. You see what I'm saying? That is an undercard that we don't even know we have right now. Oh, well, I hope we know we have. I mean, other people may not know we have. And I heard Jay Bate said, what year is Hell listed? I'm pretty sure is he a redshirt junior.
Yeah.
I could be wrong here, but I'm pretty sure he's a redshirt junior. And he did get a medical last year, so he'll have this year and he'll have one more, if I'm not mistaken, with him. And so we'll see how that kind of goes there. I like Hell a lot though. So that'll kind of cap us off tonight, guys. Been a great show. Episode 2. What's up?
They got film on Keenan and Jam. They got it from last year. And trust me.
Yeah, no. I meant more this year of schemes and what we have going on.
It's going to be the same because Kirby can get – Kirby's going to get what he can get from the guys.
Yes.
Kirby knows – if anybody knows any of Alabama's players or teams, especially the guys that's been there for years, it's Kirby. He's known.
Yeah, well, Kirby's the best coach in the game right now. So I would not doubt that at all. Respect to Kirby. He's the best coach in the game. Don't doubt the best coach in the game, and you'll lose. You do that. So he is one of the best in the game right now. And JB, you right, man. The biggest thing I think though going into this is we need Herb and Raj to watch the game at home. All right, because they can't go to away games. Herb and Raj cannot go to away games. They cannot go to away games no more. All right.
So to that point, we're doing a watch party. I'm in Birmingham, and instead of going that way, I'm driving out to Texas to watch the game. So I'll be as far away from as I can get, and we're gonna do a watch party.
He said, "Y'all going east? I'm going west." All right.
Yes. So I'm doing my part. I'm doing my part.
Hey, you ain't got to worry about me going to no more away games. I would not pay to go to no more away games.
Oh man!
After that debacle on in
Florida
Tallahassee,
State.
no,
Yep.
I'm not going.
Yeah, I don't like. I'm not a huge away game type of going. Anyways, I like to stay home. Now I get it. You know, you do need fans to travel and show out. And hey, you know, we're all called for different parts in our fandom of Alabama football. Everybody has to pull their own weight. That part might not be my way. Guys, if y'all are watching us on the Herb and Rod channel, if y'all watching us on Mike's channel, if you're watching us on JB Sport Talking with JB, make sure you come over to the TalknBama channel on YouTube right here and subscribe to us, guys. If you're watching us on our channel right now, if you're not subscribed, what are you doing? Go subscribe. This show is by the fans, for the fans, and it's about everything Crimson Tide. We're going to start talking some basketball once that comes up as well. We'll start trickling that to our Sunday night shows as well. We'll have some mainly football, and then we'll have a couple topics of basketball. Once football ends, we will do a lot of basketball probably on here mostly, and we'll still talk football, but all-season stuff, and then we'll be talking some basketball. So that's why the show's called TalknBama, because we talk about everything Alabama, baby. Mm-hmm. And JB, don't we got who's back for the Tide? He got hurt last year. Why can't I remember his name right now? Trail. We got Trelly back.
A lot of recruits was at that game yesterday too.
Oh, yes.
A lot of big.
I saw Nate out there, and who else was with Nate? Had that boy Sears with him too, baby.
Yep, Sears
recruiting pitch, baby. What's up, Van? See you in the comments, man, guys. But we're gonna wrap it up tonight. What's JB, up, let the people know where they can find you at, what you got going on with Sports Talking and JB, brother.
Man, y'all find me TalknBama. Of course, go subscribe to this TalknBama YouTube channel, but also come to Sports Talking with JB, subscribe as well. A lot of Bama State content going on. I did my recap shows, Black and Gold show on Wednesday night, Sports Talking with JB on Tuesday nights. And most of my time will be at the Bama State home games. I'll try to catch maybe one or two Alabama games at Bryant-Denny this season. But follow me for all your Bama State content. I am the guy. And
that is the guy.
Of the people, for the fans, for TalknBama as well. So
yes, sir. That man JB right here, letting us know about the Alabama State. We rode past their stadium the other day on the way to the game, and I was showing my daughter, and she was like, "Is that where the Tide plays?" And I was like, "Oh no, baby, we on the way there." Now it's like that. That's like the mini Tide, all right. That's like that's like the little Tide, right? Okay. And she asked about Troy, and I was like, "Well, that's our cousin." All right, cool. Troy's our cousin. And then she said about Auburn. I said, "Well, that's the stepbrother we don't like." All right. So But so Domo, let the people know what you got going on, man, where they can find you at, brother.
Man, y'all know y'all can find me on TikTok, man, doing my thing, talking my junk, okay? Win or lose, my energy will stay the same when it comes to the Tide, okay? So listen, follow me on TikTok at DOMO_reacts. When you get there, hit that follow button. But also click that link in my bio and subscribe to TalknBama, okay? You can also find me here every Sunday night, like I always say, with some of the best Alabama football voices you're going to hear, man. So, hey, it's going to be a fun season, man. Let's do it.
Yes, sir. Herb on the ones and twos, guys. And real quick, I'm gonna get personal with Herb real quick. I want everybody to thank Herb and Mike and Raj. They have done a lot of back work to keep our show going here at TalknBama. I do some work as well, but they do a lot to help me out in areas that I may not be as good as or good at. They are great at, and they have helped keep this show going and helped it kept going on Sunday nights with some of the graphics, with some of the back work that people don't even know that goes on. And I'm very, 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 very appreciative of Herb, Raj, and Mike putting in all the extra work that they did for our show and to make us keep going, guys. So, round of applause for Herb, Raj, and Mike. Thank you guys so much for everything you do. I appreciate it, man. I got to say it because you guys help me out in areas that I may not be as good at. And, we got the curveball we thrown with TalknBama. We're still here now, and we're still going. And I just appreciate people that have our back like Herb, Raj, and Mike, man. It's awesome people, guys. And make sure y'all like and subscribing to their channel as well.
Yeah.
I know I was trying to get you on ours, but make sure you liking and subscribing to theirs as well. Herb, let the people know where they can find you at, man, and what you got going on, brother.
Yeah. Well, I mean, Matt, look, first, I appreciate you guys even bringing me on this show. And then, like you said, we got thrown a curveball, but I feel like we all came together really quickly and said, we're going to keep this going and we're good, man. So I appreciate you. Man. You guys are like family for real. So anything we can do to help is always going to be there.
Yep, I literally cut out a picture earlier and taped it next to my family picture with Herb on the side.
Oh my God! Oh, I mean, the only thing that looks different is I wear glasses and y'all don't. Otherwise, you probably can't tell us apart.
You know, that's it. Looks exactly the
same. Stop it! I caught that. Stop that, Herb.
Oh, but no, I appreciate it. And because we already did, shout out to my Georgia folks coming over here and checking us out today, man. Saw Carol, saw Randy and Joe, both the Powers brothers, and Enrique was in there. So we do a lot of stuff with the Georgia folks, man. It's always respectful.
Hey, Herb, man, talk to a couple of the guys. Let's try to have somebody on next week for Georgia. Let's have a Georgia guy and do a Georgia preview.
Randy's right there. So if he wants
Randy, if you're in the comments, Randy, let's get you on next week, brother. And let's talk some game preview, Alabama versus Georgia. I might talk with Dogfather as well on TikTok, big Georgia fan. See if he wants to come over and talk some ball with us too. Because he did last year and it was pretty good.
Yep. And we do a lot of stuff with them during that week too. Last year we did it as a 2-week affair. We always have a special with them, so it's always good stuff. But anyway, Herb and Raj podcast. Check us out on YouTube, on Twitter as well. Whichever way you're watching this one, please, if you are on our channel already, hop over. I posted a link a couple of times, the TalknBama channel. Go subscribe to that as well. And I think next week we're going to stream on JB's as well. So there's no way to miss this show. You got to see it. So we appreciate y'all. Randy, I'll text you after this. I'll put you in a group chat with JT so y'all can work out whatever you need. So.
Yeah, man, that'll be awesome having some Georgia guys on, talking some preview, getting some different perspectives. And we're all about that here, having a good time, guys. Follow me on any social media. It's at IamJGlaze, guys. Thank you guys so much for giving us the platform, giving us your time, your effort with the typing. Thank you guys so much, and for watching us and sharing. Tell a friend to tell a friend tomorrow.
Yep.
You see somebody, tell a friend about the podcast. Tell them about the show. Tell them if they're looking for Bama content and you don't want to hear just some overly popular dude up there razzing words around. We're fans, just like you guys. Mm-hmm. We watch it through the same lens as you guys. And one of the best things about sports in general, not just football, is the fans. You could not have the game without the fans. You could not have, and you wouldn't have fans without the game. I'm not saying we're more important than the game, but it is a coexisting thing that has to happen here. And us fans being able to hang out, talk about our teams, and that's obviously one of the best things to do in the sports world, in my opinion. Well, we're wrapping it up, episode 2, guys. It's been a great one. I saw Roll Tide Willie yesterday. And I was going to say something too. That video y'all saw of Willie's like 4 years old.
Yeah.
Keep in mind, Willie is kind of like a Drewski now. A lot of his stuff is skits. You guys got to understand that everything Drewski does, you don't take seriously because it's a skit. It's a joke. It's funny. Ha ha. Willie is along those lines now. Talking with him yesterday too. A lot of people kind of came at him about that video. Keep in mind, guys, it's skits. So it's fun, and I love it. But I don't want nobody trying to question my boy Willie's fandom with Alabama. That man is the Tide through and through, okay? Yeah. He will cry. That man was crying literal tears. Nick Saban retired. I know it was some other people as well. But he was literally emotional. You could hear it in his voice trying to speak when they did their video. This man loves Alabama football. Yeah. To the point that I don't even know if some of us understand it, okay? So I don't like it when they go after my boys. So I got to stand up for them. I got to say something. But we're going to wrap it up tonight, guys. Y'all boys want to say anything before we head out?
Roll Tide.
Don't give a fifth. I'm Roll Tide.
We out of here, baby.
Yes, sir.
But the Tide.
Let's do it.